gentlemen, welcome back to the ASL Season 4 Prime League. This is the Lazarus match, aka the losers match. Whoever wins this will be going on to face against Tasia in that decider match, and whoever loses it is going to be going home. Maybe going to bed, depending on what time of the night it is for them. But Rifkin, I believe there's some introductions that are in order.
Absolutely. Tempo, in the top right corner of the map, we have the Red Zerg player from Flipside Tactics, best known as
NightEnD.
Oh, wait, I said top right. I don't have the camera on Saber.
Oh, snap.
Wait, you know what? Wait to listen to me. I even said Flipside Tactics. I said the name.
I screwed it up.
Yo, I came here giving 110%.
Yo,
I expect no less from the person.
You know what the funniest part is? I was right up.
I can't. What? What's the funny part, Tempo?
The funniest part is after I said that one, I was gonna say, "Oh man, I bet you one of these times I'm gonna screw it up like big time." Like that was just in my mind before I said it, and then I screwed it up. Oh my god.
Well,
that was not a silky smooth introduction, guys. But this guy, his name is Silky. Hey,
nailed
let's
it.
redeem ourselves.
Nailed it. It's like when they make the cookies and the cookies turn horrible. And it's like nailed it. But I guess okay. In the bottom left. Playing for Nurasoft, coming from Europe, it's the Blue Protoss.
NightEnD.
Damn it!
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Serious?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Ridiculous. I can't work.
What
is this fucking amateur hour in here? What is this? I can't. Oh, look at these Zerglings coming across. Okay.
Yep. And they're off. Did he go? I believe he went for the pool first. Making those links go across. It is going to be a gateway expand, actually, out of NightEnD. So you know what? We're going to get to see Silky play out a ZVP without having any real early craziness happen to him.
I think this is kind of important, too. We didn't really talk about this because we had a bit of a goofy start to this, but this is a match that is much closer in skill than the previous openers with matches A and B today. So while I do want to... I got to tell you, with how good Silky was playing versus Parting... Mm-hmm. I think there's a chance he could take this series off of NightEnD. And as I said for NightEnD earlier, it's pretty late for him. He's got a lot going against him. He's playing against the home field advantage of Silky playing on the NA server. There's just so many things that are setting this up to be Silky's victory, and I hope he can take advantage of all of them.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he showed a lot of aggression in his first game. And like that's the kind of style, too, where it's very... Oh, I'm going to get that force field off, but... Oh, I was going to say, that's the kind of style that's cool, because it shows that, you know, you... are down to do it, but then you also have a solid macro game, which is what we saw on map number 2. Obviously, it didn't work out for him at that point. Parting's control is a little bit on another level, but you know, like you said, it's going to be a lot equal to match, and it should be fun.
Right, but while Silky didn't get to the mean to scout, going as far as to dedicate that force field to deny scouting,
I'll say that's a win, right?
It's a red herring, is what it is. So the Overlord has to come in really early to scout and be like, why were you trying so hard to keep me out of your base? You know, what was this fishy behavior going on? So sadly, he's not actually going to see anything. It's not like there's 7 gates coming down, but it's important that he did check. And there's that delay.
Yep. I mean, it is what... I don't know. I guess we got our answer here that at least playing to NA from EU can be bad. It must be the West Coast server, man. Or is that the other way around?
It's probably the West Coast server, but truthfully, even if it's the East Coast server, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be bad for anyone who's not playing on their home server to play on any other server.
Mm-hmm.
It's
seeing a very more standard.
What's his name? Empire Happy. Did you know he never played a single game on North America? In any tournament setting? No, because he refuses to play with the delay.
Wow.
Even if he was guaranteed like a 3rd place prize just by doing it, he wouldn't do it because he wants to go first place or go home type thing. So it's a little bit admirable, but really annoying that that's the issue. And sadly, there is no workaround for this, right? It's too expensive. Blizzard can't build a data center in the middle of the ocean. There's no best way to resolve the latency problem.
Yeah. I never knew that. That's actually pretty interesting.
So anyways, I just bring this up not because I'm trying to build up Happy. He's not even playing today, but for NightEnD, I'm just trying to add a little bit of credibility. This isn't just your typical whining, like, oh, there's a millisecond of delay.
10 ping.
Like, no, there's some actual real issues with this, and it's absolutely him playing at a disadvantage. But I think it was his choice coming into the tournament. I imagine the admins probably let him know full well ahead of time, like, by the way, you'll be playing in North of America.
Yep, I mean it is a North American based, and yeah, unless of course both of them were on EU, and like you saw, we both went to Korea during partying in Tasia. So if you can luck out and play another EU player, then hey, that's pretty good for you. But unfortunately for NightEnD, that isn't going to be the case here. But
if life were that easy, just to casually be like, so yeah, we went to Korea real quick, and then we came back home.
Like I said, I was still on Korea at the beginning of this series, and
had to go next door real quick. Hook up with sugar from Korea.
A cup full of sugar. But this is cool. What I like out of Silky, the burrow. He's going for this. I don't know what he scouted here. He saw the quick third.
I like the burrow too. It's really good at defeating force fields, and he's seen a lot of sentries. But Tempo, I need to go back before we get off this topic. Okay. What type of sugar do you borrow? Is it white sugar or is it brown sugar?
Well, it depends on the occasion, my man.
It depends what I'm cooking, man. Do I want molasses or do I want a nice fluffy cake? I mean, it's context.
Could be just making some coffee, though, you know? Speaking of which, I could use one.
Your coffee?
No. Anyways, the burrow coming into play.
Yeah, the cannons give that detection, but the roaches are generating a lot of health underneath this, and sadly, it looks like a couple of them are still in range of the other cannon, so they will get picked off, but there's still a lot of roaches to work with, and for Silky, this was a really cool attack, and, you know, he might get the Nexus for this. Oh my god. This is really good.
And he can burrow, but he doesn't have the burrow movement, and that observer is going to be out. I think it might be already out by now. It has to be on its way by now.
He trades an entire army for a third base. It's really hard to gauge whether that was worth it or not for Silky, because NightEnD has +1 weapons coming off of this, and we got to transition to the Swarm Host, so basically a dick move into another dick move.
Definitely worth it if you are going to be going for this style, because it's not really going to be a factor. You know, if you look at the units lost, 3.1k to 1.2k, NightEnD is definitely the one that didn't lose a lot there. But if Silky's able to draw this out, and a map like Overgrowth is actually very nice for going for the Swarm Host style, if NightEnD is not able to break Silky. And without the Robo Bayout, I don't know, unless he goes into like a mass Blink Stalker and is able to just have that really nice unit retention. But like you said, NightEnD, he's suffering from lag. I don't know if he's going to be able to have as good Blink micros as he'd like to.
I almost feel like this is the perfect mind game coming out of Silky. It sounds silly, hear me out. You know, NightEnd's already a little bit irritated by the delay. What? How do you top that? Oh, right, go for the one build that'll put anybody on tilts. I mean,
yes, exactly.
It sounds stupid, but against any other player, this wouldn't be as is worth what am I trying to say here? Is worth bringing up, is worth analyzing, because NightEnd's the only player I know who rage quits tournaments on more than one occasion. So I'm not saying he would here, but that's certainly going to affect his gameplay. That mentality is really a big issue.
I agree, and if he pushes up this ramp, he already knows Swarm Hosts are on the map because he did pick one off that wandered into no man's land. But yeah, if you try to trade against this, you're going to not trade favorably, but if you can get the upper hand and start to get a really nice foothold.
This first wave is nice. NightEnD pushes through. Here comes the Lings on top of the stock as Force Fields are getting burned. Second wave of Locust on the way, but he's got to pick up the Swarm Host and move them back again. He cannot leave them here on the front lines. There's too many Force Fields still burning and too many Stalkers blinking forward. Oh, he's going to lose only one of the Swarm Hosts to start. Not too bad. More Swarm Hosts on the right side, but that Observer is giving all the detection in the world, and looks like Silky is on the ropes now.
He is, and pulling drones right now, a little bit. Not losing too many, though. Just the fact that these Swarm Hosts, if they're not taken out, they will whittle away this army.
If he gets up to the main base, he'll force field the ramp and be completely safe of all the Swarm Hosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Blake. There's the sentries walking up behind it. Force field off that ramp. We can always recall with the Queen. Oh, and that's the Queen goes to Mothership Core. No. 4 health. It barely lives. 30 seconds-ish, and he can recall out of here. No problemo.
Yeah, there's nothing here that can shoot up either, so he does not have any real worries about losing that Mothership Core, at least at this point in time. Drones are burrowed in the main, so then they're not going to be mining either. Keep in mind also, NightEnD has got his third back up behind this, so he's not fully all in. He does have quite a bit of money here, but he's getting a really, really nice engagement here. Gonna grab that lair, and I think he would like to end the game here, because the longer that it would go on, would give Silky a chance to come back in any situation.
Counterattack?
Yeah. This is a great story, actually. It's an African folk tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 5 Swarm Hosts that went...
Swarms? All right, well, Zealots are going to get the natural. Main's pretty much dead. Recall energy on that Mothership core is available. He can always go back home with his army. There's no reason he has to stay and fight. He may choose to, but that third base could easily be protected if he decides to go back home.
Yeah, and he's already harassing the fourth base of Silky, seeing exactly the situation that he's in. Bam. And now the Observer is here, but the Nexus,
still goes down.
Ooh, and he's gonna get away. I know, we're like the same person.
What's happening? But okay, a hatchery for a Nexus. Two hatcheries for a Nexus even. I mean, NightEnD did lose that base twice, but I still don't think he's in that bad of a spot. His supply overall is just double, almost that of Silky's. His army value's got +2 weapons on it. Okay, the Swarm Hosts are gonna be really annoying to chew through, but he's just not gonna have any problem being let go back to macro, whereas Silky's gonna struggle to get a third base down. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, he lost his lair, he lost his fourth base as well, and he hasn't been able to rebuild them just yet. He's just holding on to these Swarm Hosts, and NightEnD has the capabilities to end it. I think he's going to go for the double Robo Colossus production, and also getting a Dark Shrine. I really like that, because he did get rid of the lair, so there's not going to be any detection unless there is an there's no overseer. Oh, there's 3, never mind, on the map.
But the Mutals started to push back some of the Warp Prism harass, which is really nice, but the Dark Templar... Oh, Tempo, do you think it's going to work? Do you think he's going to end it with the DTs, or do you think he ends it with a big push?
Oh, man, I mean, the supplies are starting to get a little bit closer, and those are those value units. I think the DTs just to keep Silky a bit more busy, because, I mean, he did lose a third. I forgot NightEnD did lose his third. This is really weird, actually, if you think about it. NightEnD can't really afford that double Robo production that he would like to if he wants to make anything else.
I think that's the story for both players. Nobody can afford what they want.
Yep. The third though. There's nothing here. No reaction here from Silky. The Overseers are at the natural, and he's making a lair in response. He doesn't realize he has 3 of the Overseers.
This definitely hurts. There's a lot of drones going down from an already pretty low count in the first place.
Yeah. The Swarm Host's gonna probably do their last wave, but there's really not that much here. It's a double Colossus that are doing it. They do have the +3 attack as well. A Blink to try to deal with the Mutas, but you know what? If these didn't have +3, I would say that these Mutas might be able to actually eventually take that army out, but no, with the Guardian Shields, absolutely not.
And then we'll take game 1.
Number 1. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ASL Season 4 Prime League. This is the losers match. We like to call it the Lazarus match, as the losers match sounds like, it's like, you know what I'm saying, Rifkin? It's like the losers. These two people are losers, but you know what?
Tempo match.
Whoa. You know what, though? There has to be a winner in it, too, so...
Because this is where the strongest player will prevail.
Exactly.
And survive to continue fighting on.
Wow. You know a way, man. You know the way right to my heart. That was good. You made me vulnerable, and then you use that vulnerability.
Well, Tempo, let me show you the way to the top left corner of the map, where we have, ladies and gentlemen, from Flipside Tactics, the blue Zerg player, it's...
Silky!
And his opponent in the bottom right, or in the bottom left. Did I say right before? Who cares about directions? From Neurasoft, it's the red Protoss,
NightEnD.
This echo thing sounds sick as all hell, man. I'm digging it, Tempo. But
thanks, man. I'm always afraid that I'm gonna forget to take it off and then just cast the rest of the match in an echo. Like if I'm solo casting or something.
You trolled like Saber's like trying to give you the behind the scenes stuff. Like, hey, Tempo, you've still got the echo on. You're like, whatever, Saber. You're just trolling me. I sound perfectly fine. I've
always thought it like I need to not think of it as I'm doing it though, because then we're gonna have what happened on Overgrowth.
Well, you mentioned before, no cross spawns is kind of an interesting dynamic to the ZVP. I think anything cross spawns on bigger maps tends to favor the Zerg a little smidgen more. But NightEnD does come into this leading 1-0, and this does catch me a little off guard. Watching the way NightEnD played versus Tasia versus the way Silky played versus Parting, it was 2 players up against a brick wall, and I thought Silky actually played a little bit better, but NightEnD definitely impressed taking game number 1.
Oh yeah, man, very solid play too. I really like that as well. And it was just a straight up game, you know, the kind of feeling each other out and seeing exactly what each player is capable of, or just what the styles are, because I don't know if they meet each other. The fact that Silky, I don't believe, was ranked on NA, maybe he does play on EU quite a bit, so who knows if they have run into each other before. I'm actually not sure where Silky is from. I'll probably look that up after, but...
Well, if the tournament's called ASL, you should know the location, the sex, and the gender of every player. I just feel like you saying you don't know where Silky's from kills the hype of this tournament, Tempo.
I can't. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. You got me. You broke me. That was good. Well played. Well played. Damn, Riff. You on fire.
It's the Ascended Star location.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's actually... We had Supernova and... Oh.
And Whoa? I don't know that player.
So, I was trying to remember who the other ones were, but like we had a group that had a bunch of players that had like stars and, you know, planet kind of names. So it's kind of cool. You know, like when a star goes supernova, it doesn't mean that everything in life should be over.
You blow my mind right now, Tempo, singing our song. Yo, stupid romantic couples are like, oh, that's our song because it's playing on the jukebox, we're dancing. No, me and Tempo, we wrote a song together. It was sick as fly as hell.
Beautiful. Oh, man.
Can we just like not cast it if Saber play that song in the background? Like,
I know.
All right. Well,
but yeah, I guess the game, right? First of all, NightEnD opening up once again in his gateway style of fashion, and he's going to be going for 3 gateways. No tech just yet, but he's not chrono boosting out the warp gate, so I don't know if we'll see some kind of crazy aggression out of him.
It's actually the game left Tempo, so that no one spawned on the right.
Oh, it is. It is.
Sorry, just got to keep you straight on this one.
I'm sorry. But you can't even say it. You can say it too because you did beat me.
We'll make nicknames. It'll be like Top Gun. You know, I could be Maverick and you can be Brown Sugar.
Yeah.
No, you can't be Goose, dude. Geese are white.
God damn it.
All right, so before I piss off too many people and get kicked off the cast, Devin did start to try to talk about the game and I derailed him, but to bring it back to point, we got a pretty quick layer coming out of Silky. He's on 3 bases. This is kind of a comfortable start for him. I can't really say that I know Silky well enough to know if he'll go for something gimmicky like a Nidus Worm, but the nice thing is he does have a Roach Warren down, so at the very minimum, he's able to make units to defend himself if NightEnD actually comes with a big Sentry push, which it kind of feels like he's gearing up to. I don't know if he's dumping Chronos into the +1 or not, but that's quite a few sentries he already has bulked up inside the natural.
He does, and he's taking his gas as well already, and it looks like he's just gearing up to take a really early third. Based off of his gateway tech, he's just going to try to defend this with sentries and most likely just some zealots and a photon overcharge. But Silky, did he get his speed? Okay, he did get his speed, so he has the potential to put a little aggression on if he wanted to, bait out some force fields in order so that those sentries don't have a good amount of energy for if there was an inevitable push out.
So yours, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I feel in any given PvZ, regardless of the map size, if both players play really passive, if the Zerg player uses that passivity to get to a quick like 70-something drones and go to Hive Tech, they're going to have a much better mid-game than getting stuck in that layer tech with mutas and possible base trades.
Yeah, hey, shout out.
Player, well, not even intentional, but whereas the Protoss player in that same scenario, NightEnD, if he's also left passive and Silky doesn't take advantage of this time to go to Hive Tech, I think NightEnD comes out stronger. But you've played this matchup more than I have, so what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, if a Zerg gets left alone and doesn't like feel any pressure at all and goes into Swarm Host, in this matchup right now, I feel like that path to Swarm Host and getting the Hive, getting the Vipers, I feel like it favors the Zerg when they know what they're doing, because I feel like they're able to get those Swarm Hosts out, put the pressure on, if they can deny the 4th and just kind of whittle down the Protoss, especially if the Protoss isn't that good against it.
I just want to point out that the Hallucinate Phoenix did see the Hive start. So this push out of NightEnD is not necessarily unprecedented. He's trying to get a decent amount of harassment, poke and deny some of the third base mining. You can actually do this quite well with good force fields, but that's a lot of Hydralisks to deal with, and Sentries and Stalkers, classically, don't handle this too well. Goes for the snipe of the Mothership Core, no recall, no exit strategy. Oh man, he'd love to chase those down, but he doesn't know if there's something else behind this.
Yeah, he has no idea, and he's actually caught out here. He can't recall if these Hydras, do they have the muscular augments? They don't, just yet. So he's gonna have to do some juking and jiving, but these sentries, he's in the middle of no man's land right here. But you know what, this could play into NightEnd's favor. This could play into NightEnd's favor if he warps in nicely, gets enough Blink Stalkers here. Because these Hydras are really far off creep as well. And he has no idea that NightEnd has stopped producing probes and just is making a bunch of units.
Well, he's going to catch me here in a nice spot. This is a great spot for force fields, but this is kind of, we joked about it earlier, remember the Alamo, this is his last stand, there's nowhere else to really go from it, there's no Mothership Core to save him from this.
Blink isn't done!
Off, but yeah, Blink's not done, and Silky catches the sentries, all of the sentries are gone at this point, and who cares about Blinkless Stalkers?
Yeah, I didn't realize that Blink wasn't done, it was just about to be finishing, as you see it on the production tab. And +2 as well, I believe that NightEnd was trying to time that +2 Blink Stalker timing. Unfortunately for him, he didn't have the gateway production. They were all gateways, not warp gates. So he only had like I think 3 or 4 warp gates or something that were able to be used at that moment. So he just didn't have the numbers. And Silky catching NightEnd at his weakest point that he probably would be, and he got it. That is a game-ending blow because of what is going to be following up here, Riff, with the Roach Hydra Viper.
Yeah, I'm looking
the timing is done.
Upgrades, though, and that's so much damage to have on this many. Well, actually, you know what? No, it's not even this many. His stalker count is garbage.
It's just
he's in a lot of trouble.
He's in a lot. He's in doo-doo, man. Like, this is not good to be. This is the army that Silky would love to be on. Although he didn't start his +2 or anything, he's sticking on to +1. Doesn't really look like that many units out just yet, but you know, when that road speed finishes and he's able to reinforce, get his 4th up as well, and just obliterate the army because of the Blinding Clouds, he's not even going to have anything to pull. He's just going to be fully on Blinding Cloud. Maybe the Mothership Core, but I mean, this is going to be all reserved for that Blinding Cloud. And if he pulls it with the Viper before he's able to get that high ground vision for the Stalkers, that would be so sick. But not going to happen. Oh, well, this is awkward.
I didn't think these would get the sort of YOLO swagger moves to get up here like this, and
the Vipers!
catch him off guard. Blinding Clouds are kind of okay, but he blinks out of the Blinding Clouds, which means he has no exit strategy to get down out of the base. Oh, but that Mothership Core recall is really nice. Oh my god,
got
Tempo.
that Nexus on speed dial, son. Just like, yo. And NightEnd's buying time, you know. He's mining off of 3 bases, which means that he's able to get enough Stalkers over time. If that Roach Hydra Viper timing hit while NightEnd was there, at his base, he probably would have got rolled over. But the fact that he's able to keep on getting up this Stalker count, he has the +3 because he did. Well, he almost has the +3, and he's going into Colossus as well. So,
it's so silly, but those YOLO swagger moves, like, I mean, that's the stuff the best players can pull off. For NightEnd, you know, you're stuck with a small amount of Stalkers. What do? Sit at home and wait for the the Zerg to overwhelm. You know, you try and cause a little bit of damage and get out alive, and he did just that. But even though he's getting Colossus behind this, they're so late to the party. There's no storms. This is going to be a really hard hold against this many Hydralisks.
Yeah, I think that snipe of the Vipers was very vital as well. Just the timing that these Vipers had to go and get that energy. I think there's only energy for 1 pull. Did he even save up? He does have 2. He can make 2 pulls. And guess what? There's going to be 2 Colossus, Rifkin.
I think Blinding Cloud's going to be a priority in this situation, though. One abduct might come off on the Colossus. He's looking for it. Blinks onto Perception. Gets the abductor before dying. However, the Colossus walks away, but this army supply is holding strong. That level 3 weapon upgrades I had mentioned before, it's coming in big time. New Colossus spawns, it's going to go down right away. That sucks. That's really unfortunate. But
yeah, but I mean, he holds.
Yeah.
He actually held it. The abduct on the Colossus happened, but he didn't actually target it, so...
No, I just walked the hell away.
It literally just kept walking. I thought it was going to just walk over to the other base on the bottom right spawn.
Shoot, I didn't even realize Silky's not been injecting while this goes on. He's got no larva to work with. He's got 2,000 minerals in the bank. Do not lose this game with 2,000 minerals in your bank, good sir!
Don't pull a tempo, man. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's happened to me way too many times, and I can tell you it does not end well at all if you are the Zerg player.
He's not losing to Rifkin right now.
Well, the reason why, because I didn't inject, right? Hey.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep beating a dead horse because I love you. You're the only person I've ever actually show matched against, buddy. For like super
you showed up, Rifkin. I wasn't expecting you to show up like that, man. Put in work.
The only other show match I played was like a best of 3 versus Zombie Grub where I won, but she was all grumpy, so I like left the 3rd game while I was winning. So okay, fine, you win technically. Like,
which made it even more grumpy.
Yeah, it didn't help. So yeah.
But look at this, Rifkin, the Forbidden Unit. If there's one way to get back into it after losing your whole army, after trying to end the game, it is this bad boy here, and he's getting quite a few of them. The Swarm Hosts are coming onto the field. 7 already out with an additional 5 in production. The upgrades are really lacking for Silky. Not only was he slacking on the injects, but the upgrades, man. He's just now starting +2.
I really thought... I think Silky thought he had this really sick all-in timing, and that's why he slacked on upgrades, so he could get more Hydras, he could get more Roaches. And for a timer on that Nexus, that looked great, but he didn't touch the economy, he didn't kill the Nexus, he killed a Colossus and a couple Stalkers, and that's cool beans, but that's not game-winning.
No. I mean, I actually thought that it was over there. There were a few points of this game where I thought it was just over, and the thing you were talking about leaving the Zerg untouched and whatnot and going into it, he almost did that with the Roach Hydra Viper timing, and that would have been perfect, but it just, the awkward situation with the Stalkers getting caught out might have worked in NightEnd's favor there, but I don't know. It's a very, very strange game that we have here, and we're going to be going into...
I think it's less strange now, and it's a little bit more standard. Broodlords are ambitious, to say the least. If he invests in Corruptors right freaking now and takes out the Colossus with them, then he can turn them into Broodlords immediately after, and there we go, the Corruptors on the way. That'll work out really nice for a defensive fight. But despite this cool little harass with the Hydralisks here...
Hydra drive-by! Nope.
NightEnd's on a 4th base.
Ran out of gas.
4 Chrono Boosts make up small losses pretty easily.
Yeah. I mean, that's really nothing much. NightEnd... I mean, look at Silky's drone count. He's only on 60. There's actually a... Is there a warp in? Oh, I believe there might have been some warp Prism harass inside of the main of Silky. Yep. So he lost a few of those drones in his main, but he's going to remake them now. 3 Broodlords on the way, 5 Broodlords on the way. And during Locust actually just now starting. Whoa.
I actually don't like that he went straight to Broodlords, to be honest with you. I like the Spine Crawlers. That's a great investment, but there's a certain vulnerability where if NightEnd had pushed... Oh, it could have gone so badly. It could have just gone so badly.
I think he was kind of afraid that the Swarm Host trading inefficiently, but I mean, yeah, there really weren't that many at the moment. But this is actually, I don't know if NightEnd can break this here. Viper has full energy. Broodlords are going to come from behind. Abduct on the Colossus. Kind of a time warp just to stop the Broodlings, I guess. But, I mean, this is a really nice concave here from NightEnd. But what is he attacking into is the question. Oh, my God. He's going to go right into it. And he's going to start sniping Broodlords, but he's losing a lot.
Yeah, this is... It was risky for Silky to go straight to Broodlords like that, but it is starting to pay off. The problem is he doesn't exactly have 17 or anything. So the Stalkers, as we see, blink underneath them with very little to no repercussions. This is where the Spine Crawlers really came into effect. They're gone now, but they also took out just about every damn Blink Stalker that blinked underneath this. So now it's Swarm Hosts, Locusts against Archons and Colossus, and if there's no Blink Stalkers to blink past the Locust Wave and individually focus fire down the Swarm Hosts, there's not really that big of a threat.
Swarm Hosts,
Yeah, well, if you don't unburrow them when you walk them directly into the army, that's another problem too, but he is recovering from this. Colossus, not touched for the most part. He's actually focusing the Warp Prism. That's a really smart choice with the Corruptors. He's got the money to make more Broodlords, but it just wouldn't make sense until those Colossus have been removed from play.
Yeah, he's whittling away, but the Colossus do still stand.
Oh no, he's on top of
still
the
here.
Oh! Yeah, actually, this last wave of Locust will probably trade out. I think both players are going to annihilate each other here in this situation. But
yeah, there's no anti-air.
There's no fallback for either player, though. That's what makes it so terrible to watch. Because we're not terrible to watch, pardon me, but terrible to experience, I guess, for them. Because they're both sitting there like, "Ha, I killed your army," and he's like, "Ha, I killed your army," and yeah, exactly. The Colossus living sucks for Silky, but he can still take these out relatively easy, I feel. I'm loving that Templar count, though. The Archons are just fantastic, and if he can mix Storms in later, it's even better, of course.
Yeah. I mean, here comes Silky, though. And this is what you got to be very careful with this type of situation. Just pushing out onto the map with Broodlords. The Swarm Host count is really not that scary. It's only at 3. And this is very ambitious, man. He's going to be pushing out. He has his 5th already up. But this is a position that if you get caught out, you're not retreating, man. Those Broodlords are they're here to stay. This is like the Broodlord all-in, if you think about it. Because if those Archons get under the Broodlord, Rifkin... They're so stacked up.
This isn't Wings of Liberty. There's no Archon toilet to be had. It's going to be hard to walk through all those Broodlings, but he does it. He walks right into the Broodlords. And Silky's not fighting on top of the high ground. He's taking no advantage of the terrain. He just fights out in the open. Why, Tempo? Why?
Why? ¿Por qué? Gonna lose every single one of those Broodlords. Swarm Host, there was only 3 of them. They're gonna get taken out. GG is called.
Game.
NightEnD. Gonna have a chance at revenge against Tasia in the deciding match of the night.